Hello everyone, I am Kiran Joshi. Hope you all are doing good. Children, this is the third video of Class 8 History, Chapter 8, Women, Caste and Reform. In the previous videos, we learnt that social reformers were very much concerned about the condition of women in the society. Along with that, they also raised issues of caste inequalities. Actually, children, this issue of caste inequalities was raised long ago by thinkers like Mahavira and Buddha also. Inspired by this, Ram Mohan Roy translated an old Buddhist text that stated against the injustice of the caste system. And the Bhakti saints also taught that all humans were equal and that there was no religious sanction for the caste system. This tradition of Bhakti was followed and maintained by the Prarthana Samaj. The Paramhans Mandali, founded in 1840 in Bombay, also worked towards the abolition of caste system. Mostly these reformers and members of reform associations belonged to upper castes who tried to remove caste prejudice by violating caste taboos on food and touch. Also, during the 19th century, Christian missionaries started schools for tribal groups and lower caste children. Children, this was also the time when the factories were being established, municipalities were being started, cities were expanding. Therefore, for digging drains, building roads, constructing buildings and cleaning cities, coolies, diggers, carriers, bricklayers, sewage cleaners, sweepers, palanquin bearers, rickshaw pullers, etc. were required. So, the poor people, especially from the lower castes, from the villages and small towns, started to move to the cities in order to find jobs. They even went to work in plantations in Assam, Mauritius, Trinidad, Indonesia, though it was very tough to work in new places. Still, poor people from low castes thought that working in other places would provide them an opportunity to get rid of the oppressive attitude of the upper caste landowners and the daily humiliation that they faced. Even the army also offered opportunities. The poor and lower caste people, especially the Mahar people, who were considered untouchables, found jobs in the Mahar regiment of the army. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's father taught at an army school. Then, by the second half of the 19th century, non-Brahmin castes people also started organizing movements against caste discrimination and began to demand social equality and justice. For example, Ghasidas, who worked among the leather workers, founded the Satnami movement in central India. Haridas Thakur's Matwa sect worked among Chandala cultivators. Haridas raised questions on the Brahmanical texts that favored caste system. Sri Narayan Guru from Izhava caste from Kerala began struggle against the evils of the caste system. His main teachings were unity is strength, so unite and fight for your right, and Uru Jati, Uru Matam, Uru Devam Manushyam, Manushanu, meaning all humans have just one caste, one religion and one God. These leaders were from non-Brahmin castes and worked amongst them. They tried to develop a feeling of self-respect among the so-called lower castes. One of the most outspoken among these leaders was Jyotirao Phule, who was born in 1827 and got his education in Christian missionaries schools. He was critical of the caste discrimination. He worked tirelessly for the upliftment of the lower castes and disapproved the supremacy of Brahmins as they were since they were considered Aryans. He argued that Aryans were the outsiders who defeated and dominated the real children of the country, and began to consider them as inferior or low caste people. Phule said that in reality the land belonged to native people, the so called lower castes, and not the upper castes. Phule said that before the Aryan rule, the land was cultivated by the warrior peasants. They ruled the Maratha countryside very fairly. He suggested that Shudras and Atishudras could fight against the caste discrimination only if they were united. Then to spread the idea of caste equality, he founded the Satya Shodhak Samaj in 1848 in Maharashtra. In 1873, he wrote a book named Gulamgiri, meaning slavery. Almost 10 years before this, the American Civil War was fought that led to the end of slavery. By dedicating his book to those Americans who struggled to free slaves, Phule tried to link the condition of lower castes in India with the black slaves in America. Thus, he criticized all forms of inequalities. He showed his concern about the difficult conditions of upper caste women, sufferings of the laborer, and the disgrace and humiliation of the low castes. The caste reform movement continued in the 20th century also by some other Dalit leaders such as Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar. As we already know, children, Dr. Ambedkar belonged to Mahar community that was considered as untouchable. As a child, he underwent a lot of humiliations. He was not allowed to sit inside the classroom and to drink water from the taps used by the upper caste children. For higher study, he got a fellowship and fellowship to go to US, and then he returned to India in 1919. After that, he wrote a lot about upper caste authority prevailing in the society. Ambedkar fought for the right of Dalits to enter temples. He started a temple entry movement in 1927 in which Dalits used water from the temple tank. Between 1927 and 1935, he led 3 such temple entry movements to make people understand the impacts of caste discrimination. Another movement that was started against caste discrimination was the non-Brahman movement, began in the early 20th century. This movement was initiated by those non-Brahman castes who were educated, wealthy and influential. They said that Brahmins were inheritors of Aryans who invaded the southern lands from the indigenous Dravidians, the original inhabitants of the region. In this way, they challenged Brahmanical authority. E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar, fondly called Periyar by his followers, belonged to a middle class family. He had learnt Sanskrit scriptures. Later, he joined the Indian National Congress, but left it in disgust as he found that at a feast organized by nationalists, seating arrangements were made according to the caste divisions. Means the lower castes were made to sit at a distance from the upper castes. He started the self-respect movement to safeguard the rights of the Dravidian people. He was critical of the religious authorities that social division and inequality were God given. He strongly believed that untouchables had to free themselves from all religions, then only they could achieve social equality. Periyar criticized the Hindu scriptures, especially the Code of Manu, who was the ancient lawgiver, and the Bhagavad Gita and the Ramayana. According to Periyar, these scriptures intended to establish Brahmanical supremacy over lower castes and men's authority over women. The powerful speeches, writings, movements of lower caste leaders persuaded some nationalist leaders to rethink and self-criticize and analyze. However, Orthodox Hindu society reacted against these movements. For example, they founded Sanatan Dharm Sabha and the Bharat Dharm Mahamandal in North India and Brahman Sabha in Bengal. These associations aimed towards upholding the importance of caste distinction by showing that it was sanctioned in the ancient scriptures. These debates and struggles over caste continued after independence also, and children, they are still going on. That's all for this chapter. Now there are some questions for you to revise the topic. So the first question is, what was the reason for criticism of caste prejudices by Dr. Ambedkar? Second question, who was E.V. Ramaswamy Naicker? What did he do to improve the condition of the untouchables? Third question, Jyotirao Phule was one of the most vocal amongst the low caste leaders. Explain. Fourth question, write a short note on Satnami movement. Children, if you found this video helpful and wish to watch more of such content, do consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have any queries or questions or comments, please post them in the comment section below. Thank you.